Hi, my name is Betty from Betty's House Cleaning, St. Charles, Illinois.
How many years have you been house cleaning?
It's been about 24 years, not by choice, by things that happened in my life that I didn't expect.
What made you go into house cleaning?
Well, I was going through a divorce, lost businesses, and I had 3 young kids that I needed to do something that a neighbor suggested that might work. And I could be at home from school and not to be left alone.
What aspirations did you have prior to house cleaning?
See, what I wanted originally, which was to be a neonatal nurse, I couldn't do that. I had to find something quick, would pay the bills, and take care of my 3 young kids. So I did this. I was good at it, but never thought I would plan to make this a living. And it's what you put into something that will show what you can do with it. If you put everything in it and you do a good job and are consistent, you can be successful. You can't just do this for the money. You can't just do this because you can make your own hours eventually and be your own boss. You actually have to be consistent and show quality in your work that customers are happy with at the end of the day. You have to clean like you're cleaning your own home. When I first started, there was no internet that I knew of. I just went door to door because I had no one that could vouch for me how I cleaned, except a neighbor. And I just made handwritten flyers and went door to door and passed them out at homes. Very old-fashioned, but it worked. But in between that, when it was raining and I was walking in the rain, when my kids were still in school before they got home from school, dogs were chasing. I've had quite a few of those. People shutting the door on you. When I first started passing the flyers out, I was a little bit late getting home. And I remember specifically that day, my youngest son got out of kindergarten. And he went home, he knew where the key was hiding, got in, and was crying. And at that time, my mom had called to talk to me, and I had gotten home late, just starting to clean a new customer. And my son says, "I don't know where my mommy is." And I remember thinking that day, how can I do this work and still be home for these young kids? But eventually I got 3, and with those 3 became more, because then someone would tell someone else, and that's how you get a good name. And that's how I kind of started to get my name out there.
What else can you share of what you've learned in house cleaning?
Very interesting job. You get to meet families. I would say 85% of it has been very positive. Then you have some very sad situations, divorces, issues with kids that you've seen grow up. If you've had them for many years, you get close to a family. Probably the best cleaning I feel was watching a family that could not have children. After 7.5 years of cleaning for them, finally got the news as a surprise that they're having twins. And watching those twins grow up until they moved away, which was probably 9.5 years old.
What difficulties come with house cleaning?
Your hands hurt, but if you keep going like I have that personality of going, your body kind of gets used to it. Especially if you have a day or 2 off, you kind of think you have all this energy. Probably the worst one took me 11.5 hours. No lunch break. I had a huge breakfast in the morning at 8:30. And 11.5 hours later, I finished 3 levels, empty property, very neglected. Quite a few pets in the home, never had anybody clean for them, and they didn't want to clean. And I remember wet shoes all those hours, oven cleaner, grease, everything to get 3 levels cleaned, and crying while eating fast food because I was starving, driving home at night. Yes, it was great money that day. More than a couple of houses in just one day. But sometimes you feel sorry for yourself because people are home and you feel like, was it worth it? You can't even feel your fingers. Even your nails were hurting at the end of the day. And of course, you still have to take a shower by the time you get home, when everything's said and done. A 9 o'clock in the morning day finally ended for me at about 11:50, and just went to sleep with wet hair, and took about a day or two of your body reacting to that many hours and hard work of scrubbing ovens, scrubbing glass doors that haven't been cleaned, to get everything ready. But I finished it, and that was my goal, and I finished it how I like to clean.
Advice for starting a house cleaning business.
I think the best pieces of advice I would give someone: you have to like to clean. You can't just go in there and swish around. There's nothing magical about products that will work for you. You still have to use that elbow grease. You still have to love to see results in people and their reaction after you've cleaned. I would suggest the internet. I would get as many referrals as you can in the beginning, and slowly but surely you will find a customer base, and you will have a good reputation that comes with that, because that's all you have in this business, or any business. But house cleaning, you have to be trustworthy, you have to do a great job, you have to be dependable, and do the same work, not just once or twice, and think you're in. People will call and change other companies. You have to be consistent in what you do. Respectful, but also the customer has to keep their appointments. It's a two-way street. But if you can do those, be dependable, trustworthy, do a consistently good job, you will do very well. And if you hire employees, you could do even better. But first, you have to be in there. You have to be on ground zero yourself to do it. You can't just hire people out and say, this is how you clean. You have to actually go in there and do it yourself. The more you do something, the better you get at it. You'll see how to clean a sink better, how to clean a shower better, how to dust first, easier, how to use specific products on which areas. You can only know that.
What does money mean to you?
Money means security to me.
What does happiness mean to you?
Is and was providing for my kids when they were young, and knowing that I kept the family afloat.
What does the future look like to you?
As far as my cleaning business, I would say probably a couple of more years. I will always be busy because I'm just that physical type of person. But to expand or show somebody how to clean and do consulting and cleaning, I would show people what I've done, what works for me, and how it can help them.